Welcome to English Storycast, your daily boost of clear, simple English. Let's begin.
Hello and welcome back. Today we want to talk about two different approaches to learning English. And I want everyone listening to think about which one sounds more familiar to them.
Okay, two different approaches. I'm ready. Let's hear them.
All right. Approach number one is what I call the historic study session. This is the person who has a very busy week, so they block out 5 or 6 hours on a Saturday afternoon to finally get serious about English.
I know that person very well. They make a huge pot of coffee. They have a mountain of books and notebooks on the table. For that one afternoon, they feel like a superhero of productivity. They are completely focused.
Exactly. It looks and feels incredibly productive on Saturday. But let me ask you, what happens by Tuesday or Wednesday? How much of that historic 5-hour session do they really remember?
If we're being honest, not much. It becomes a blur. And even worse, the thought of doing another 5-hour marathon next Saturday is just exhausting. It feels like a huge chore they have to prepare for all week.
Now let's look at approach number 2. This person never studies for 5 hours at a time. But every single day during their 20-minute bus ride to work, they do one lesson on an app and listen to one song in English. That's it.
Their effort is almost invisible. There's no big mountain of books, no heroic feeling, but strangely, week after week, their progress seems more real, more solid. They seem less stressed about it too.
So the big question for our audience is this. Have you ever finished one of those long, heroic study sessions feeling more exhausted than you felt educated?
I think we all have, and that's the myth we're going to bust today. We're going to show you why the second approach is not only more effective for your memory, but also infinitely more sustainable for your motivation. We're diving into the quiet superpower of consistency.
So, we have these two types of learners, the intense marathon runner and the steady daily walker. To really understand why the daily walker wins this race, I want to introduce a powerful analogy.
An analogy. Okay, let's hear it.
Think of your brain not as a building, but as a garden. The person who studies for 5 hours on the Saturday is trying to be a builder. They want to put up an entire wall in one day. It's hard, tiring work, and if you rush it, the foundation is weak and the bricks might not set properly.
Right, and by the next weekend, some of those bricks are already loose. The wall isn't as strong as they thought.
Exactly. Now, the consistent learner is not a builder. They are a gardener. They have a small plant, which is their English knowledge. And what does a gardener do?
They water the plant a little bit every single day.
Precisely. And here's the crucial question. What would happen if you said, I'm too busy to water my plant this week, so I'll just give it 7 times the water on Sunday?
The plant would die. It can't absorb all that water at once, and then it would be thirsty for the rest of the week. That's a perfect analogy.
It's exactly how our brain works. When you learn something new, you create a tiny new connection between your neurons. If you don't revisit that information soon, that connection withers away. But if you water it a little bit the next day and the next, that connection gets stronger and stronger until it's permanent.
So those short daily sessions are like giving our brain the perfect amount of water it can actually absorb. It's about working with our memory, not against it.
You got it. So let's stop trying to be builders. Let's start being gardeners. And in the next block, we'll give you the first practical tool to start cultivating your own English garden every single day. So we all want to be gardeners, watering our English plant every day. But that brings up a very important and practical question. Every day? I'm so busy. How can I possibly find time every single day?
That's the big, scary monster for most people. The idea of adding another daily task to an already packed schedule feels impossible. It's why so many people don't even start.
And that's why we're going to make this idea much less intimidating. We are not asking for an hour every day. We are not even asking for 30 minutes. We are asking you to find what we call your golden 20.
Your golden 20. 20 minutes of gold. I like the sound of that. What is it exactly?
It's a small, manageable, and completely non-negotiable block of 20 minutes in your day that you dedicate to your English garden. It's your sacred time. The key is to find the same time every day so it becomes an automatic part of your routine.
Okay, so how do you find it? You have to look at your daily schedule. For a morning person, maybe it's the 20 minutes while their coffee's brewing before the rest of the world wakes up.
Perfect example. For someone else, it might be their 20-minute commute on the bus or train, or the 20 minutes of their lunch break after they finish eating. It could even be the last 20 minutes before you go to sleep instead of scrolling on your phone.
The important thing is to identify that specific moment and protect it. And once you have your golden 20, what should you do in that time to make it super effective?
You create a simple menu. A great formula is 5-10-5. You spend the first 5 minutes reviewing what you learned yesterday. That's watering the existing roots. You spend the next 10 minutes on new material, like listening to a short podcast or reading an article. And you spend the last 5 minutes actively practicing, like writing a few sentences or speaking out loud.
I love that. It's a full workout for your brain in just 20 minutes. So the task for our listeners is simple. Look at your schedule for tomorrow, find that small pocket of time, and decide what your golden 20 menu will be.
Okay, so we've identified our golden 20 minutes. We have a plan and a schedule, but we all know what happens next. Life gets in the way, and it's so easy to say, I'm too tired, I'll just skip today. We need a system to keep ourselves accountable.
Exactly. We need something that makes us want to do it even on the days we don't feel like it. How do we create that little bit of desire?
We do it with a beautifully simple but incredibly powerful technique. It's called the Don't Break the Chain method.
Don't break the chain. It sounds intense. Where does that come from?
It's a famous productivity strategy. Here's how it works. You get a big calendar, not the one on your phone, but a real physical wall calendar where you can see all the days of the month at once.
Okay, a big paper calendar. I'm with you.
Every day that you successfully complete your golden 20 minutes of English, you get to draw a big, bold X over that day on the calendar. After the first day, you have 1 X. After a week, you have a chain of 7 X's.
I see where this is going. You have a visual chain of your success.
Precisely. And from that point on, your job changes. Your main goal is no longer practice English. Your new single solitary job is this: don't break the chain.
Wow. That's a huge mental shift. It gamifies the process. You're not just studying, you're building something. You can literally see your consistency growing. And I imagine the longer the chain gets, the less you want to be the person who breaks it.
It becomes its own motivation. You start to take real pride in seeing that unbroken chain of X's. It's a visual testament to the promise you made to yourself. It's simple, it's satisfying, and it is unbelievably effective at keeping you on track.
So the plan is get a calendar, hang it up where you'll see it, and start building your chain with that first X. But that leads to the ultimate question. What happens when you have a truly awful day and you're about to break the chain?
That is the most important question of all, and we have a special rule for exactly that situation, which we'll cover in our next block. Okay, this is the moment of truth we teased in the last block. You've had a long, stressful, exhausting day, you have 0 energy left, your beautiful, perfect chain of X's is staring at you, and you just know you cannot do your golden 20.
This is the danger zone. This is where the perfectionist inside our brain wakes up and says, well, if I can't do it properly for 20 minutes, then I won't do it at all. I've failed. And that's how the chain breaks and the guilt begins.
And that is exactly the trap we are going to escape from right now. To combat that voice, we have one final non-negotiable rule. It is the something is better than nothing rule.
Something is better than nothing. It sounds obvious, but what does it really mean when you're exhausted and just want to go to bed?
It means on your worst days, you officially change the goal. The goal is no longer make progress. The goal is preserve the habit. You lower the barrier for success so much that it's physically impossible to fail.
So, if I can't do my 20 minutes, I give myself permission to do just 10 minutes?
Exactly. And if 10 minutes feels like climbing a mountain, you do 2 minutes. You open your app and do one single exercise. If even that feels impossible, you review one vocabulary word.
And then, the most important part, you walk over to that calendar and you draw your X for the day. Because you did something. You showed up, you kept your promise to yourself, and you did not break the chain.
Precisely, because doing something, no matter how ridiculously small, is infinitely more powerful than doing nothing. Doing nothing kills your momentum. Doing something, even for 60 seconds, tells your brain, this is who I am, this is what I do every day, no matter what.
This rule isn't about learning. It's about building an identity. It's the ultimate safety net that makes consistency actually possible in our messy, unpredictable lives.
And with that final rule, the entire system is in place. We started this episode by challenging the myth of the heroic weekend study session.
We learned that it's far better to be a gardener, watering our knowledge a little bit every day, than a builder, trying to do all the work at once.
We gave you the tools to make it happen. Find your golden 20 minutes, get a calendar, and don't break the chain.
And most importantly, we gave you the safety net for the real world. The something is better than nothing rule, to make sure your chain survives even on the toughest days.
The big idea we want to leave you with is this. Consistency is the most powerful force in learning, but it's a quiet force. It's not loud or glamorous. It's humble.
But it is unstoppable. Think of a small snowball at the top of a very big hill. Your first 20-minute session is that tiny snowball. But when you do it again the next day and the next, it starts rolling. After a few months, that snowball is a giant, unstoppable force of momentum. That momentum is your fluency.
Exactly. The daily progress will be almost invisible at first, but the compound effect of showing up every single day is what creates massive, undeniable results in the long run.
So, your call to action for today is very simple. We are not asking you to go study for 3 hours. We're asking you to prepare for success. Find a calendar and look at your schedule for tomorrow. Decide right now, when and where will your golden 20 minutes happen? That's it. That's the first step. Prepare to draw that first X. The journey to fluency is not a sprint. It's the length of the chain you build, one day at a time.
Thank you for listening.
We'll see you in the next episode.